good.
So, and then you just should be able to hit that, and then it'll
When it,
have like
an end or something like that, right?
like sometimes it has a couple second
Okay.
delay.
Okay.
So if you could do like one of these or something when it actually goes live.
Oh, okay, cool.
You'll
Gotcha.
see, I think, when it turns live, it'll show
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
I'm gonna push it right now.
Sure, go for it.
Starting.
Hi everyone, I'm here at Politicon 2018 with Kyle Kulinski, and he is on a panel today called How the Heck Are We Gonna All Get Along Between Conservatives and Progressives. And so we know at PAC, being bipartisan, is part of our mission, and so I want to talk a little bit to you, Kyle, about how do we reach across to the other side,
Sure.
and we know that we're on the same page with certain things. How do we get there? How do we have that conversation?
Sure. So I feel like this is one of those issues where it actually, all you have to do is state the facts about getting money out of politics, and I think that really does convince people on the left and the right, because the polls show, it depends obviously on what poll you look at, but I think it's like 80% or more that say they want to get money out of politics. So since that's the case, all we have to do is, number one, reiterate that point, and then number two, frame it in a way where everybody gets it. And I think that when you point out this isn't partisan, it's about being anti-corruption, and it's about being anti-establishment, and it's about trying to get our government to represent the people, I think when you lay it out like that, people very quickly are like, yeah, you know what, I think that makes sense. And the other thing I love about it is then we get to have an actual discussion of ideas and competing philosophies, as opposed to, right now I think it's a fake debate going on in the country, because you have Democrats basically representing their donors, Republicans representing their donors, and some of the donors they share, like Wall Street, for example, but other ones are slightly different. Like the Democrats, for example, get money from teachers' unions, and the Republicans get money from like ExxonMobil and the NRA and big oil. So there are like some slightly different donor bases, but you get the sense that they're really just representing their donor bases. So when you point that out to people and you tell them, hey, listen, if you're a libertarian, for example, yeah, let's have that discussion and that debate about the correct position on guns, but let's get the money out of the system and make it a real debate, as opposed to just, hey, I'm going to represent my donors and you represent your donors, and we'll pretend like we're having this principled discussion when we're really not. So I feel like it's one of those things where when you just state the facts and let everybody know what the reality of the situation is, very quickly you can build bridges and have allies on the other side. And sometimes it's like, okay, we're only going to be allies on this issue. But that's fine. That's totally fine. You could still say, hey, we're going to disagree on everything else, but this one issue we're together, and on this issue, let's go full bore together and let's get it done.
And why is it so important that we are together on this one issue of the corrupting influence of money in politics?
Because it's the one issue that impacts all other issues, because it really does poison the well, poison the debate in our country. See, I'm of the belief that if you do get money out of the system, actually, ultimately, you'll end up getting a lot of populist left policies implemented, because the polls show overwhelmingly that people actually are populist left, even if they describe themselves as conservative. As there's one poll that came out years ago that said, most Americans say they're moderately conservative, but then when you actually dug into the specific issues, like, hey, do you want to raise the minimum wage? Hey, do you believe in Medicare for all? Hey, do you want to end the wars that we're in? They were like, yeah, let's raise the minimum wage, let's have health care for everybody, and let's end the wars. So really it's about getting away from the labels and letting everybody know that this is the one issue that eclipses all other issues and impacts all other issues, and that if we could just agree on this one thing, then the entire country will work in a much more functional way.
Well, thank you so much, Kyle.
Thank you.
And we'll be streaming and chatting with a few other people here today at Politicon, so
And
stay tuned.
let's plug Wolfpack's website. Where can people go donate?
Yes, and wolf-pac.com. You can go donate, you can volunteer, anywhere that your skill sets lies, and however you want to contribute, you can do that here at Wolfpac.
And Wolf-PAC, right? Not PAC
Yes,
care.
Wolf-PAC.
Gotcha. Thank you. That was fun.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. I see you over there.